24 minutes in the books at TD Garden in Boston. The Celtics, the number 2 seed, trailing the number 7 seed. The Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Bucks, 47-44. Welcome, everybody, to the American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley, who told us as this game started that Milwaukee will eliminate Boston in the first round.
They're going to beat them. They're just better with all the injuries. But what's interesting about Boston, we're sitting there watching the game. And those Boston players that guys talk about who are good players, a Horford, a Brown, or a Tatum, they have to eat their own, they have to cook their own meals now, Ernie. It ain't the same when you have a Kyrie out there or Gordon Hayward who hasn't been there. When you have to, people don't understand, everybody just can't get the ball and say score. That's what makes guys superstars and stars. But those guys are having to get their own shots, and it's not that easy.
The American Express teammates come from the Milwaukee side, and when you talk about some of the weapons on that Bucks crew, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton, 16 apiece.
So one of those a nuclear weapon.
Going for 12 out of 21 from the
Banned
floor.
in a lot of countries.
Yeah. Chris, he's just a weapon.
And Antetokounmpo with just 4 points.
We got to keep Giannis away from that dude in North Korea. We can't give him the nukes.
Always advisable. What you got for picks there, Chet?
Well, I look at this team in Milwaukee, and, we said they are really the favorite now. It's theirs to lose. If they lose, Boston beats them, that's an upset. But the difference between this new team and the team that we used to see is
you ain't got to run.
We got a squeaky feet.
That wasn't your knees?
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
But want to oil those bad boys.
I'm like the Tin Man. I'm getting ready. But the difference is the pace of the game. The pace of the game is sped up. And we've been saying this for years. And here's Eric Bledsoe, the addition that they had right at the beginning of the season from Phoenix. It's the addition to get these type of baskets in transition in a secondary break, not even a primary break. Secondary break, ladies and gentlemen, means after a rebound. Freeze it here. When now Malcolm Brogdon now says, this is the way we play. So now he pushes it up, and you get these secondary baskets because of penetration and speed and quickness. Middleton knocks down a wide-open jump shot. You don't have to go inside. So we get an ability to play faster. And that's really, to me, what Chuck, I think what Milwaukee has been missing.
I've always thought they played too slow. You get Giannis out in the open court, Bledsoe, those guys, Middleton, and that's what's going to be the key to the series. Boston's probably arguably the best defensive team in the half court in the NBA. You saw in the second quarter, first of all, because Boston turned the ball over too much, but when Milwaukee plays at a faster pace, and the coach got to be screaming, run, because they're always in a home run trot most of the time.
The Bucks, by the way, speaking of turnovers, 8 turnovers leading to 15 Boston points in the first quarter. There were no Boston points off turnover in the second quarter. It's a 47-44 game. We talked about no Kyrie Irving, so who's it going to be? Is it going to be Al Horford? Is it going to be Jaylen Brown? Is it going to be Jason Tatum? What'd you think?
The new 1-2 punch is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown probably the one punch now because of all the injuries. And I was just watching him. This first shot right here, I don't mind, all the players, we always got to take this first shot to see how it's going. But, people have to realize that when you're a role player and they say, now it's your turn to be a star, it's a lot of pressure. So, I'm going to just blame this first game on jitters, second, third, fourth.
Well, the game's not over yet, Jack. You might come back in the second half.
It's a 3-point game.
But you know what, Kenny? Chuck knows this. When you're the one or the 1-2 punch, you cannot have okay games in the playoffs. You got to have big games. And right now he's playing okay, and hopefully he has a better second.
But to piggyback on Shaq's point, we were having this debate before the game. Who has to play well? I think it's Al Horford. He thinks it's Jaylen Brown and Tatum. They don't have any room for error, Ernie, because of injuries, they have become 1A, and B. I mean, it's Al Horford, in my opinion. He's the one guy who has to step up. But then it's Jaylen Brown and Tatum. They have to become stars, and especially, you lose a couple games, the season's over.
Yeah, but the other part of about that, Ernie, is the fact that you're a rotation on your bench. So all of these guys like Rozier and even Brown and Tatum who had allowed themselves to get rest because they had guys coming in, They don't have that luxury anymore. And so all of a sudden, their bench is just depleted.
Yeah,
if you look at
without
that
question.
bench.
Larkin, Morris, Monroe, Olajuwon.
Chuck,
Yeah.
Can you tell me your theory on Al Horford again? About the 12 points?
They made me retire when I was averaging that many points. Al Horford got to get 20 points.
Well, he's only taken 3 shots, hit them all.
He only
8
averages
points and
13
5
in his
rebounds.
postseason career.
I was averaging his numbers, and they made me retire.
This is not Jaylen Brown, but J.B. Brown, who says Kenny Smith has 2 left knees.
You know how he knows that? His mom is a masseuse. Massages my knees every weekend.
Hey, Shaq.
Hold it,
Wow.
you took it a little bit further.
I'm just
A
saying.
little bit.
He knows.
Hey, Shaq.
Miss Brown, thanks a lot. Appreciate you, baby.
Hey, Kenny, it's early now.
Early. It's all right.
Save it.
The first half.
Yo, he coming at me.
Save
I'll
it,
come
Kenny.
on.
Save
Hey,
it.
man. I'm a
Way to
rap
come out of
battle.
early, Kenny.
I'm a battle rapper.